Hello, everyone. This is a new series brought to you by me, Marco. I'm a Cambridge-trained educator and examiner, and this new series, Linguaskill Success Winning Strategies, brought to you by Linguaskill Net, is going to give you tips and ways to achieve success with your CEFR scores. And we're going to jump right in today with the part one of the Linguaskill test. And we're going to be talking about organization and giving you some strategies for organizing your way to make smooth structure and logical flow. Now we'll dive into the details of part one of the test. And I just want to remind you here, this part is worth 20% of the total speaking test score. So we're going to look into what the essential skills are, broken down into component parts. And then after this full explanation, we will do practice of part one. The next thing we have to know is about organization. And what does that mean? So you've got to plan everything so that it flows logically for the listener to catch all of your information. So you've got to state your opinion and main idea logically and then sequencing using cohesive devices to link things together. You want to avoid repeating yourself or rambling, okay? And then you have a strong conclusion or wrap up. Okay, so organize your message coherently. Now, here's an example of why these skills are going to really help you not only in your test or exams, but in general, in your future, all right, your career aspirations and the way you communicate with colleagues. All right, so let's look at this question. Do you prefer working in a team or alone? Now, an unorganized response might say, I like remote work and it's good. You can work from anywhere and people like it. It's better than offices sometimes. Yes. All right. So, yeah. Okay. You got the information out, but it's not very coherent. Now, an organized response following a good structure is, I prefer remote work because it offers flexibility and independence. For example, employees can manage their own schedules and avoid commuting. Overall, it improves work-life balance, which many companies now prioritize. So now I'm going to talk about fluency. And some people might say, well, Marco, why didn't you mention fluency earlier? Surely fluency is the most important. Well, yes, it's very important, but you cannot be fluent unless you have those other things that I mentioned before. So expanding, organizing, cohesive devices, etc. So you need all of those things to be fluent. Okay, fluency is the ability to extend responses using linking words and organizing ideas logically. So you need all of those things for fluency. So fluency in spoken language refers to the ability to speak smoothly, easily, and without hesitation, or with a lot of pauses. It's the flow and rhythm of speech, and not necessarily perfect accuracy or flawless pronunciation, okay? Now, a fluent speaker can express their thoughts and ideas in a way that is natural and understandable and keeping pace with the conversation without constantly translating in their head or struggling to find words, all right? So this is what we're looking for. And finally, I'm going to give you now a structure for answering your part one questions with the 10 and 20-second responses. So you're going to open with an idea, your main idea. So introduce your answer clearly. For example, do you prefer A or B? I prefer usually A because something, okay? And then you come with a reason, because the reason is, or one benefit is, and then example of elaboration or expansion. Add the detail to support. For example, or in my case, or a good example is this. And then you're going to be summarizing or closing if you have time, all right? So overall, that's why In conclusion, all right, so this is the structure that I want you to try and apply. For 10-second responses, focus on just steps 1 and 2, the clear main idea and one reason. And for 20-second responses, use steps 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 if you have time for it. And as you get more sophisticated in your language, you're going to use more nuanced answers and more rich and deeper explanations. All right, so I hope that helps. And then the next thing we're going to do now is practice all of this that I've told you now. I hope that was really helpful for you. The only way to improve is to keep practicing on and on. Keep practicing for your speed, for your accuracy, for your fluency. Don't forget to read out everything because this is a speaking test. Don't keep it in your head. Practice the speaking. All right, so come and follow me for more Linguaskill tips at linguaskill.net and check out the full courses that I've got there. See you soon.